Oh man, you guys keep the questions coming. This is great. So you got a 6.0 with dual alternators and you're only charging at 13.4. So let's take a moment to talk about the dual alternator setup. So right after the truck starts, you've got the glow plugs that still come on in a pulsating manner. Just, they just pulse on, pulse off for up to 2 minutes after ignition. So the 2 minutes, or the lack thereof, a minute and 15, 45 seconds, half second, whatever it is oil temperature dependent. So at 0 degrees and colder, it's a 2 minute or so pulsation. At 30 degrees, it's about a minute and 15. At 50 degrees, it's about 45 seconds. At 90, it's like half a second. Who even cares? But there's a 230 amp draw. So a dual alternator truck has 140 amp top, 120 amp bottom. You're like, hey, I got 260 amps. It's only a 230 amp draw. I'm good, right? Sadly, no. So the wiring can't handle both those alternators being on at the same time along with the glow plug draw. So the ECM takes a little trip to the casino every time that you start your truck, and it randomly decides which of the two alternators to energize. So if you we're living right, the top alternator won the prize because the 140 amp up top, 120 down low, right? So the 140 does 85 amps at cold idle. The 120 does about, call it 78 or so amps at cold idle. So, but there still is 230 amp draw pulsating, and this is the reason why if you take a digital voltmeter, you're running aftermarket monitoring gauges, whatever the case is, and you take a look and see, hey, what's my battery voltage right after the truck starts, like immediately, you're not at 13.5 and 14, you're at 12. And so you're like, man, what's going on? Is the alternator not working? All of a sudden, boom, now it's 13.5. It's like, oh, man, the alternator just kicked on. No, that's not what happened. What happened is the glow plugs just kicked off. Okay, fine. So we're tracking with that. Now, charge rate. So we're already at full operating temperature. We're driving down the road, single or dual alternators, whatever. You're only charging at 13.4 in this example. Maybe it's 13.2, maybe it's 13.5, maybe it's 13.6, maybe it's only 12.9. Whatever it is, it really shouldn't be below 13.3. That is the absolute lowest that you should want to see. If you're seeing less than 13.3, one of several things is going on. One, you've got a cabling issue, so commonly grounds. So find all your grounds, clean them up, put them back on, and see if that solves your problem, because it very well may. Two, you've got a bad connection. So the regulator, the little plug that's in the top of this picture right there, that little guy, those little pins, maybe they're not happy. And so you can unplug them, replug them, take a little dielectric grease on those pin connections and off to the races. Or the little stud connection, so that little guy right there, right? That little stud connection, maybe it's not so great. So take that apart and don't use dielectric on that. Use a electrically conductive grease. We carry a product called No Oxide D, but there's others. So, but then find all your grounds, clean them up, frame grounds, everything, clean them up, put them back together and see if that solves your problem. If it does, yay. If it doesn't, one of two things is true if you're only running at 13.4. Either one, your batteries are not the best, right? Because it really should be that they can take more than that. You should charge at a higher rate. Or the alternator you have has a voltage regulation set point that's that low, which I seriously doubt. So probably what's going on is the alternator is having a problem. Either the regulator isn't getting it done, or the alternator just can't push that hard. Because think of voltage like pressure, and so it just can't push that hard. And so that's the reason why you're only seeing 13.4. But dual alternators or not, I doubt very seriously that driving down the road, both your alternators are energized, because there's not enough draw for that. So the ECM says, hey, I'm going to give it to one and not the other. Now, when you flip on that winch, then, with the glow plugs already off, then the second alternator kicks in. 100% it does. But not with normal driving, not with normal load. So, to recap, either cabling issue, weak battery issue, an alternator just can't push that hard. I suppose a failing alternator's on that list as well, or just bad connection somewhere. All right? So, FICMRepair.com, we're all in this together. Great questions, guys. Keep them coming. Appreciate you. Oh, by the way, if you have dual alternators, really you should consider converting to a larger singular one. And so it's a pretty simple install on the 6.0. You just take a different tensioner, take a different serpentine belt, and you're off to the races. So there's not a whole lot to do. Then there's a little shunt. And on our product page for the 240 and some other of our alternators, there's the link to the Ford's Technical Service Bulletin, TSB, don't you know, that talks about how to do it. So, and I think there's also might be a link to one of the online discussion groups. But anyway, the links are there, so you can figure out how to make that happen. And yeah, that's it. So, hey, thanks very much for the question again. FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together.